we recognize there are lots of needs in our community. There are lots of needs in different areas, but there is one particular area that we want to rally around for the next several months. This is an area that our leadership is committed to focusing on. The burden and pressure facing our educators, teachers, and school staff for this upcoming year is extraordinary. I have not talked to a single person in the field of education who has said to me, as I've asked them about how their preparation is go, piece of cake, easy peasy, it's breezy, we're good. Every single educator looks at me with some level of anxiety. We're just trying to figure it out. We don't know what it's all going to look like. You guys all are aware that much of the general public is either anxious or agitated. Like there's anxiety, worry, fear, or there's agitation and anger and frustration. And you know who's going to absorb a lot of that this fall? Teachers, support staff receiving phone calls, coaches, maintenance workers. And so together, we want to do something about that over the next 9 months. So today, we're going to launch a new mission and initiative that we're calling Encourage an Educator. Encourage an Educator. And so there's 3 phases to this, and I want to share each of the 3 phases with you today, and then today we're going to activate phase 1. Here's phase 1. In phase 1, we first, as the church, bear the burdens in our own spiritual family. This is a biblical model from Old Testament and New Testament. God says to the people of God, you first look around you and make sure your spiritual family is being cared for. And so here's what we want. We want every single educator in our church. We want every single educator that's a part of our church that's watching online. We want everyone, whether you're a teacher, administrator, custodial staff, support staff, TA, you're a coach. We want to know who you are. We want to know what school you're a part of. Here's why. Because we want to then encourage the greater fellowship church body here to then rally around you and to sponsor you as an encourager for this entire school year. We want you to know every single week that there are multiple people who are praying for you. Last week we talked about was to be this bold and surrendered prayer that we're going to put the names and faces of the people in our body who are kind of going into this unknown season. We want to be praying for you. We want to be able to know how to pray for you specifically, because prayer is powerful. Prayer is a spiritual weapon that we use to defeat the forces of evil. Prayer is a tool that we use to advance the kingdom of God. We're going to pray for you, but we want to take it a step beyond prayer, and we want to be able to tangibly support you on a monthly basis. We want to be able to know what the needs are in your classroom, what the needs are that we could do to encourage you and lighten your load, to just be a blessing to you, to be an encouragement to you. And so here's the ask, and I'll show you how to engage in that ask. Teachers, educators, we need you to let us know who you are, where you're at. And then folks in the room today and folks watching online who say, I'll get behind that, we need you to be willing to help. I'll tell you a little bit more how to do that in a second. Phase 2. For the past 5 years, the Lord has been gracious to allow us to build a relationship with the school that meets right here in this property. So on Sunday, this is where we gather for worship, Carnes High School, but Monday to Friday, eventually freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and all the teachers and staff are going to descend on this campus, and we want to invest in Carnes High School, particularly because of our connection here in ways that we never have before. We have been faithful to do so much here for the last 5 years, but this year we want to increase that engagement in significant ways. So that's phase 2, and we're going to be telling you more about that as school gets ready to begin. Here's phase 3. I've talked to some of you, several of you. Some of you families, for various reasons, are shifting, and your kids are going to be doing school at home. And I know there's some moms and some dads that are anxious about what that means, like how we're going to juggle our jobs. Now, some of you are home education pros, and you just kind of know. But some of you, this is the first time you've ever done it, and I know Emily Greer sitting down the front row. She's been a counselor to many of you, and I'm sure she'll continue to be. But there's some anxiety about that. We want to find ways to support you this school year. We don't want anyone in our church in this season to feel isolation. We want everyone to feel like there's somebody that's got their back on their corner. And so our third phase will be to help families who are doing education at home know that their spiritual family is for them. We want to help them and provide ways for you to engage in low anxious ways to have the bond of others in your corner. And that'll be phase 3. So today, here's how you can help with phase 1. If you remember way back, it was on purpose. We had everybody download the Fellowship app. So if you got your smartphone, you can pull your phone out right now. If you're watching online, maybe you've got a different phone in your house or a different tablet, you can pull out your phone. If you go to the Fellowship Hellisippi app and you look at the bottom of that app, you'll see the little button called Connect. If you'll hit that Connect button, you'll see the first connection opportunity is to encourage an educator. If you click on that particular option, you're going to have 2 things you can do. For those of you who are educators, do us a favor. Click on the button that says, I'm an educator, and give us your information, all right? We're not going to sell that to anyone. This is secure and private. Here's what we're going to do with that information about our educators. We're going to be able to have people in your church sign up to pray for you, to encourage you. We want to know pastorally also, as pastors, as elders, as leaders in this church specifically, who you are, what your needs are. We want to be able to find that out so that we can best align people around you. Now, let me pause right here. Some of you are familiar with the Enneagram, so if you're an educator and you're Enneagram 2, that means you love to help people, especially kids, but you don't want anyone to help you. And I'm going to need you to put down your pride and your arrogance in that, yes, and embrace the others in your church who want to serve you. Here's what Paul wrote to the Romans. He wrote to the Romans, he says, it's more blessed to give than to receive. And it is really hard for some people to be blessed when others won't allow them to give and to serve. So let us serve you. So educators, let us know who you are. For the rest of us, you can click the button that says, I want to help. Give us your name, phone number, email address, any other particular things maybe that you want to leave in the notes. Maybe you've got some free time to help with some classroom stuff. Maybe you can do some shopping. Maybe you can be the point person for a particular teacher. Whatever information you think would be helpful for us, would you let us know that you're willing to help? And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that information and we're going to make sure that several of our teachers and educator support staff have people in their corner. Because every week and every month we want you to know you're being prayed for and you got people who have your back.